All right, here I have a 2011 Accord. I'm going to replace the door. You see there's the new one there. I don't see any videos or anything on how to do it. All I see is videos how to take the door panels off. So I'm going to do my best to document this. I'll be cutting in and out. So I think the first thing I got to take off is this 12 millimeter. So I'll do that and I'll be back. Okay, so I got that off. By the way, you're supposed to, I guess, use two people to do this, but it's only me. So I got a milk crate under here, fits perfectly under the door to hold it up. Next is to remove these two here. Yeah, people like to drive by my street like it's a racetrack. And then remove these two down here. I was gonna try to remove it from the A-frame, but a body shop told me that would be the worst thing to do, because then it'd be so hard to put it back up. Then you gotta take the fender off and all that stuff. But after I get those off, I'll come back, and then I gotta take this boot off right here. Okay, so I got the screws off. Came out real easy. I will say though, if you get down to this bottom one, and you're using a ratchet, don't use the ratchet the whole way, because there's not enough space to unscrew it all the way with the ratchet in there. It'll hit the door jamb. So just get it loose and do it by hand. I did the bottom ones first, and then I took out the top ones, and then that top one. This little boot right here, it was stuck inside of there. All I did was take a screwdriver and stick it in between. Sorry I move around so much, man. I'm trying to hold the door at the same time. I just took this screwdriver and I stuck it in here, and I just popped it out, and then this whole little thing comes out. So you're gonna unplug that plug right there, and then just plug the new one in. Okay, so got the old door off. Reason I'm changing it is because I got hit right here. The body shop wanted like $3,000 to do it, plus some other stuff they wanted to fix that I wasn't gonna do. But I bought the door for $425 off eBay. Matter of fact, it looks a lot nicer than my door. I paid $125 for shipping from Colorado. Packaged very well. So what I got to do next? Yes, my garage is a mess. I'm in the process of moving, so all my stuff is in the house or in the garage. I'm going to take the hinges that came on the door off, because I left the hinges on there, and then I'm just going to bolt it up. Okay, so I got the door here, got the hinges off. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this plug that back in, and then I'm going to attempt to line it up and bolt it on. We'll see from there. Okay, got them on. I will say that was not easy. It can be done. It can be done with one person. I would suggest not. Using the little milk crate kind of helped. Just make sure that you don't cross thread them. I mean, they should go easy. If the door's lined up, it'll go right in. What I did is I put these top two in 3/4 of the way straight, and then I got to these ones and had to lift the door up a little from the bottom, like up a little bit. I sat down, so that way I could thread those two, and they're pretty straight. Next thing to do is to hook this bad boy back up, but it's kind of hard to pull, so that's probably going to be a little chore. One thing I will suggest that I didn't even think of is, if it's just you need to put something here, because this is what I just did to it right now as I was moving it in and out, and it was hitting the fender. So put some tape or something, or I don't know. But I mean, so far, just shutting it most of the way, it looks lined up pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and get this piece in, and then try it out. Okay, so I got it on. what I did was I got some little channel locks. I grabbed the, here, let me show you on this other door, actually, might be easier. What I did is I grabbed it right here like this, and I pulled, and you see these little grooves right here? So you see them. As you pull it out, it'll stop right there. Like, this is the thing that holds the door in the different positions. So I pulled it out far enough to where this one was out, and it stayed. And then I got my 12 millimeter. By the way, it's all 12 millimeter for all 5 bolts. I got my 12 millimeter. I shut the door enough to where it went up against it, and I just took my little extension, did it, and closed it. I've never hung a door before, so I don't know, but it shuts. But I do notice I kind of have a bigger than normal gap here. I don't know how to adjust it. I've got it tightened and they're good. Maybe it was the door, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now. So next thing I gotta do is I gotta take the mirror off the old door, put it on here. Everything works. I've already checked the windows, locks, everything's good. So taking off the mirror, this is your little speaker. I just took a little screwdriver. Sorry for my fingers. I just took a little screwdriver, stuck it in here and just kind of pried it out a little bit. Came right out. You will have to undo this plug. The little clip for it is actually on the very bottom right there, and it sits in here. You just grab it from underneath and pull out. And now I'm gonna assume that I take off those 4 bolts, nuts and bolts, and take the mirror off. I'll be back. You see this little white clip? We'll see those little 2 things sticking out. Well, when this is in here, it goes in here and they hold it in place. So you have to get some, I got some channel locks and just squeezed it down so it would pull out. But it was 3 screws, and that's it. So I got the mirror in, 3 nuts, 1, 2, and 3. This one was a little harder to get to back here. I had to use a wrench. It is 8 millimeter, not these 2, not these bigger ones, but it's the 8 millimeter. So yeah, and then I just gonna tighten them up, and then this just pops back in the little clips, and then I'm done. Hopefully this will help somebody. Be careful putting this one on. I was able to get it on with no problem, and taking it off, because if it falls down in here, there is a gap, it will fall down into the door panel, and you got to take the door panel off. Not that that's hard to do, but it's just an extra, 5, 10, 15 minutes of work. All right, so there you have it. Everything does work already. I've already checked it. If anybody knows how to adjust the door, leave me a comment or something if you know, so I can check it. I do have the bolts completely all tight, so I don't know if it's the door, but I can't say it's the hinges, because, well, it could be the hinges, I guess, since I was hit on that side. Oh well, that's a project for another day. So there you go. Thanks.